But when you went to the Magic, for me, that was one of the most underrated squads from that time because it was a very like there was a good balance between young players. You had Dwight Howard coming up and a few other players, and you had yourself, you had Steve Francis, and it seems that was also a team that I wish the front office gave some more time to develop and build chemistry because you were on a row for the first part of the season. Like you were really a dominant team. Like it seemed like this could be a,
Yeah.
a team that could compete for a championship in a matter of 1 or 2 years.
Yep. I believe that our team, that was actually the best team I was on of all the teams.
Really?
You had Steve at the one, me at the two, Grant Hill at the three, Dwight Howard at the four, and Calvin Cato at the five. And then you had off the bench, you had Jameer Nelson, Deshaun Stevenson, Keith Bogans, Hedo Turkoglu, and Tony Battie. So you had great role players. Then you had guys that were stars. You had superstars. So you had a mix of everything. And then everybody complimented Dwight, right? We ran the floor. We were all athletic. We can shoot the ball, right? We can all pass. So it was just a situation where the coach at the time, thought he knew more than what he knew. And, I had to get out of there. So I got out of there, and it's so funny because we were top in the East. And when I got out of there, by the end of the year, they didn't even make the playoffs.
Wow.
Yeah, because I was looking and like, yeah, in the first part of the season, like you guys were really, just piling up wins, and it looked like everything was clicking on all fronts. But then bad decision making from the front office just didn't pay off at the end.
Having played alongside the young Dwight, did he seem like when he entered that he had the potential of becoming such a dominant force in the coming years? Was it so evident?
No, he was always like that. And even as a youngster, he was, he was uh, always playful, super strong since he was young. Always wanted to know everything too, right? He liked to work out with the guards, to what his guard skills. So he always wanted to do that. He actually wanted to be a guard, not a big.
Mm.
And I wish we could have played with him longer. I think we would have won it with Steve, myself, and Grant with the White, and then having Hedo with us and the rest of those guys. But it's one of those what ifs.
And talking
Absolutely.
about talking about what ifs, you played with Grant Hill, who was, at one point of his career, people were saying that he's the next Jordan, and unfortunately, a lot of injuries happened to him you cannot control those things. But what do you think Grant Hill would have achieved in his career if he wasn't struck by that many injuries, especially during his days with the Magic?
Yeah, Grant is one of my favorite people in the world, actually. Super solid person, amazing teammate. And he actually was like the catalyst, the anchor for all of us at that time, myself and him, just getting everybody together, being able to do the right things to make us become better as a team. But he was one of the best in the world at that time, before his ankle injury. So for Grant, it was just a bad case of bad luck for him because no one can stop him. Grant's getting 26, 7, and 7 on a regular. He's giving Mike and Scotty at the time, two best wing defenders, 50, 40s, things like that. So but he always stayed upbeat, always stayed professional. Like I said, he was my guy. He still is my guy, but he was the guy that you learn from how to be a professional.